Hey, what is up everyone? Danny and Alex. Today we're going to talk about 5 different variations of the jab, so check it out. All right, so when looking at the jabs, all right, we're going to start with the basic one that everyone knows, the standard jab. All right, so the standard jab, we're just here, we're just shooting the punch straight out in front of our face. We also want to make sure that their shoulder comes up, so that way I'm protected, my chin is protected on this side, but also on the opposite side, I want to make sure my hand stays tucked in. So this way there, the right side of my face with the boxing gloves is always going to be protecting my chin during the execution of my attack. All right, so the basic standard jab, just shooting it out straight out and straight back in. So if Alex demonstrates a few reps, so from here, basic jab, and sometimes we'll even step it in for distance, you know, you walk it in, and that's your basic jab. Now another type of jab that we can use, this is more for, you know, depending on strategies, right? So the basic jab generally is going to be the most common one you're going to be using, but sometimes you're going to want to tweak a few things. So one of those things is if you have a taller opponent. So if you have a taller opponent, their reach is way longer than yours, it's going to be difficult for you to land the jab, right? So now you're going to do the inside slip jab. So we're going to duck to one side, moving away from the jab, but also shooting the jab at the same time. So it's going to look like this. We're ducking into the jab, and from this angle here, I'm ducking into the jab, I'm shooting it on an angle up, right? So when you have someone who's taller, if I have a shorter fighter that's moving this way and the jab comes in, if you look at the punch right now, so if Alex extends the jab from here and stays there, now if he ducks to this side and he reaches down, crouches, the same distance applies, all right? You don't lose any range just because you're ducking in. But for me as a taller fighter, now my jab is out of range and it's much harder to punch him downwards than it is for him to punch upwards, all right? So this one here, that's one variation of throwing your jab. So you're ducking to your right side and popping the jab out. Now another good variation is the double jab. Now mind you, we're not going to just shoot it out twice in a stationary position. What we're going to do is always step on an angle, right? So if I threw a double jab, it's going to look like this, pop, pop. So notice how my lead foot walks with the jab. So every time in slow motion, it goes 1 and 2 with my footing. All right, so this is great. Like the double jab is going to be good if you have someone who's like charging into you, right? So that way, then instead of backing out, you want to create an angle, but you want to pop double jab to catch him on an angle. So double jab here, stepping out on an angle, pop, pop, one more, boom, boom, very good. And just like the standard jab, you want to keep the right hand up to protect yourself. That way there, even though you're turning to the side, creating an angle, you have your hand up for protection. All right, next up, we're going to look at what I like to call the spear jab. All right, so just like a spear, you're darting the jab right in. But this time, as opposed to leaning to the right side, you're going to be leaning slightly, bringing your head off center on the left side, all right, on your left side. So basically, you're going to keep your punch and throw it out as you're leaning onto your lead leg. So from the side angle here, a lot of times when we do this punch, you're going to throw it straight, and other times you're going to keep your punch vertical as such. Just from here, just shoot it out. Now you're going to use this jab, sometimes even boxers will throw it almost like an uppercut, reverse punch like this, all right? I like the vertical punch personally because with the boxing glove, what happens now is when you duck to the side, the person has the high guard as such, and you're ducking to this side, and now the vision is hidden. Your head is behind their glove, and the jab comes in right beside that angle and right between their gloves. Okay, so it's a good way to catch somebody off guard. The spear jab here, boom. Just on an angle, right between the gloves. Boom, boom. Very good. The last jab we're going to talk about this time is the up jab. This one, it's a good surprise attack, but it's great if sometimes you're using the Philly shell. So basically, you're going to drop your hand here and you're going to use this shoulder to guard your chin. And now what you're going to do, the hand is dangling in front of your hip and boom, it just pops up. It's almost like it caught him underneath the chin like an uppercut, all right? So as you're here, let's say I'm with Alex, open your hands there just for demo, and boom, you just catch him underneath. It's almost like the top of your knuckles, boom, right underneath the chin. So it's almost a snapping punch, all right? So the up jab here, a few reps, boom. And a lot of times when we do this one, right after that jab, you want to move your head, move your feet, or be ready to cover and block, right? So boom, because someone's going to re-attack, boom. So we'll use the Philly shell and the guard down sometimes, whether we're doing boxing, MMA, or Muay Thai, simply because sometimes you want to rest your arm or your shoulder a little bit, but what you want to do is you do it with a purpose. So if you drop your hands, you got to make sure something's up to protect. So that way there you can shoulder roll with the lead shoulder, but the up jab is the next variation. All right, so to end the video, what we usually do is after we have a certain particular set of techniques, we usually drill them in a shadow boxing fashion. So I'm going to have Alex just shadow box that jab, but using all variations, just mix and matching, just moving around, visualizing what he's doing. See, he has the up jab here, boom, double jab, boom, spear jab here, ooh, slip jab, standard, double, and we keep on mixing it up. And then eventually what you want to do is also incorporate those variations with follow-up punches, such as the cross, the hooks, the uppercuts, the body shots, and whatnot. All right, guys, so there you have it. 5 different jabbing variations you should do in your practice sessions. Hope you enjoyed this content. Leave us a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe if you're new here. We will see you
in the next video.
Take care.